the first-person melee mechanics of Dead Island, which I thought were really good. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but at the same time, it's not like top on my list sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Techland are definitely they're going hard on the zombies this year. And
If you made the Dead Rising thing into like you just use the like everyone shortens down stuff and just make it the first letters of everything. You could have it as Sudra Hexpa. I think that's a really good name for it. I'm on that.
Yeah.
Sudra Hexpa.
Yeah, Sudra Hexpa.
Sounds like a Hadouken.
But do you think that that because they showed the trailer of Uncharted? Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And everyone is like thinking that this is going to be the last one.
I don't even
He's
know
going
the
to die.
series, but even I think it looks like it's going to be the last one.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens at the end of it? Lara Croft and him get on because they've been properly like, you doing the same thing as me.
Just while you mentioned Lara Croft, they was it Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
I thought it was a dumb name, but I liked the one they released last year, and I liked it enough to buy the definitive edition again for my Xbox One. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm still waiting for that to drop because it keeps dropping like to the 28, 25, and I'm going to wait until it gets to 15 because I need to play it. I know I want it, but I know they're going to drop it or they're going to give it away for free sooner or later.
Yeah. For that part, it's really cool for PlayStation because if you have Plus, you can download it for free. Which I did, and then I played it, and I found out it's a really cool game.
I've actually had that game 3 times now. I bought it on 360 last year. A couple months after it came out for I think it was about £20 I got it for, and then I ended up buying a new 360 and it included Tomb Raider, and then I bought the definitive edition. So I've owned that game 3 times now.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, I think the thing is that it's what is it on? I went in game the other day. It's like £9 on the 360.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, there we go.
That's a bargain for a really good game, and I mean, it's cheap on Xbox One. It's one of the cheapest titles, but I've never played it, so that's why I'm like, I think it will be amazing because I've heard such good things about it, and it certainly looked a lot better on the next gen title.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gonna pick it up. Is 100%. I'm going to. But
I can definitely vouch for the graphical changes between 360 and next gen because there's, without ruining too much, there's one section with a lot of atmospheric and particle effects going on. It's a very windy section. It looks absolutely astounding. I had shivers through most of that part because I was just blown away for the first time by the Xbox One, blown away graphically. I mean, I had Rise, Son of Rome, and obviously you look at it and you're like, whoa, this is really detailed, but it's the first time that I've picked up a game and it's actually wowed me with the sense of place.
Yeah.
Forza does that. I'm not a big racing game
Not
person,
me either.
but that when you come over the vista and like there's this sun, it's like lens flare, but it's like the sun is in your eyes while you're in the car, and you're like, this is like driving. And that really, like the first time that happened, I think my partner was there and her dad was there, and we were all like, wow, that looks so cool. And obviously in cars it's a bit cheaty because cars sort of look like video game, if you know what I mean. It's
I think
skin and stuff.
With cars, you can make them look a lot better than other games. Because I mean, I remember back in like 2010, I looked at car game graphics and I was thinking, wow, that almost looks real. It's a lot easier to get good car graphics and good skybox graphics than it is, say, like brick textures and gun textures and especially facial and hairs. I think people need to get down.
Well, I think it's the imperfections. They talked about it. I remember when Final Fantasy, what was it, Spirits was in or whatever, they did the film, and they were talking about how much detail they have to go in to make the imperfections of something, and you can still see it's not a real face, but it's all the things that make it not perfect. Now a car is different. It's a solid color of something. There are no imperfections, so it's a lot easier to sort of make that real. It's the same as certain backgrounds and stuff. Water they always struggled on, and they're suddenly starting to really, water effects and stuff, and the physics of it, and
Assassin's
how
Creed
it
last
looks.
year got watered down. I think that was the first time I've looked at water physics and thought that it really feels real.
Yeah.
Especially the way it beats the ship around. That was I was very impressed by that.
Yeah, I also was the water effects. The first time I got wowed by it was with Half-Life 2, the sewer level.
I can't remember that, to be honest. It's been so long since I played it. Was that is that the one where you're on the little hovercraft?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I got a good PC, and the first time I saw the water, and I was hovering around. I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? Then later on, I also played another PC title called Chaser. It's kind of a sleeper hit, but the water in that game was really good for that time.
Yeah.
No, I didn't saw that.
I was just going to say, let's not get onto Half-Life.
Yeah.
If Half-Life 3 comes out, I'm not gonna go to work.
Yeah, just cancel all your games. Like, sorry.
You know what I also really liked about the conference, the way they showed games. They were like working.
Yeah.
Because they're working on what's it, the new Star Wars game. It's not out yet, but they showed
I think
the development of it.
I think EA messed up a little bit this year. I'm going to be honest. EA was one of my favorites last year, but this year they opened with the fact that they were doing things a little differently.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
They did a bit too much behind the scenes, and I think people just wanted to see gameplay. They wanted to see demos. They wanted to see trailers of new things.
Yeah,
it's good to see that. I mean, for me, the EA titles I was looking forward to were Battlefront, Mirror's Edge, and Mass Effect.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
I was hoping for a Mass Effect 4 trailer to reveal what the direction was, because, I mean, where do you go with Mass Effect from here?
Exactly.
I really, really wanted to know what was going to happen with Mass Effect 4, even if they just went, it's set in the Terminus systems, or...
Yeah.
Well, they sort of hinted, didn't they? They said that it's a completely different way.
Yeah, they said it's going to be a new area of space, but that just raises more questions.
Yeah,
I like it.
Sure.
I just hope that it ties in well with the existing canon of the series. I just hope it doesn't become like a reset button.
So you think that was a good move or not, that they did it this way?
They could have announced Mass Effect 4 as they could have given us some details about the setting and a little bit. Yeah, teaser trailer. Just shows where we're going to be going and what time this is and stuff like that. Mirror's Edge, we got a little bit of gameplay. For me, the Mirror's Edge thing was just, will the combat be good this time? I just wanted to see a little bit of punching, and I'd have been happy.
But I mean, in the original Mirror's Edge, though,
I really like Mirror's Edge.
But in the
I've been playing it recently. It's still fantastic.
It is. It's a great game, and I know what you mean about the combat, Reese, but you're not meant to do combat in that game.
That's the thing,
yeah.
I think what they need to do is just make it. I know they mentioned that they were going to. The Faith's fighting style isn't going to be a bit of it's not going to be brawling. They said she goes in, she hits hard, and she gets out. And I wanted to see a little bit of gameplay just to show how that was going to work, because I know a lot of times I got cornered in Mirror's Edge, and I was like, okay, awkward duck and punch sort of scenario, and I wanted to see them kind of avoid that and lead us away from it, even if it's by drastically lowering the amount of hits you can take.
No.
I just wanted to see how the new Mirror's Edge was going to play out, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
apart from that, with EA, I think just Battlefront, like we mentioned before, I would have liked to see a battle like Battlefield 4 last year. I would have liked to see a full 32 versus 32 match, because it is in a playable state at the moment, apparently. So I would have liked to see a little bit of gameplay. But at the same time, I'm happy it's in good hands, because with them visiting the original locations and getting the original models for the films, it looks like it's in really good hands. So I was disappointed by EA because I wanted to see some gameplay, but at the same time, I'm happy that their games are in good hands.
Good.
And I know Casey Hudson, who worked on Mass Effect, he's doing a new next-gen game, like a new IP, so that's going to be something to look out for.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
But for the EA thing, what I really had to laugh about, also we talked about it yesterday, UFC and Bruce Lee. No way.
I don't
know. I can't find it's funny.
How can you mess with a legend like this?
Don't fuck about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that one. Because I don't think it belongs in the UFC to put it in there. But I know that was a lot of they asked about it a lot to put him in. That's what I know. And if it was a good choice, I have no idea. No, I have no idea because everybody's going to select him to play, and then I don't know.
Every single match is just Bruce Lee versus Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Bruce
And basically,
Lee
they didn't need to do that because when I looked at it and I hear the sound effects, I thought, okay, if you're gonna remove the Bruce Lee image and you put in Law from Tekken, you actually have the same thing.
Same guy.
Well, that's because Law from Tekken is Bruce Lee.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. I thought, okay, then please do it differently in a way. I don't know. I just feel ridiculous.
But you got to remember it as well. Like what I was saying, it is UFC is not. So UFC's come. I'm a massive UFC fan, like huge, and it's in 5 years. It's a mainstream sport, and no sport has ever blown up like that has. I mean, you can talk about skateboarding and whatever, but it's nowhere near the same level as what the UFC's done.
Yeah.
And this is an introduction for the game. You put Bruce Lee in there and people go, oh yeah, Bruce Lee, and then they look at the game itself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just that intro sort of thing for it. Now I think it's like what I said with you. You know exactly who I mean by Royce Gracie, but anyone else know who Royce Gracie is?
Yeah.
Nope.
Of course.
The people that know about mixed martial arts do. The people that are buying a game, we got to look at this from a game perspective. EA are getting in this to sell a lot of games. They'll go like, "Who's Royce?" I said it to Leon. He's like, "I have no idea who you're talking about."
Nope.
And that's not going to sell more games. He will. He will 100% sell more games for them. And it's because they've had this thing. They did the documentary not long ago, and they talked about how Bruce Lee technically is one of the founders of MMA because he's the first person to do so many different styles.
True.
And he kind of combined so many styles, and that's what mixed martial arts is. It's mixing everything in to find the best thing. It's not, the first UFC was karate versus wrestler versus boxer versus jiu-jitsu versus whatever. You put one single style in a UFC ring against someone else, they're going to find your weakness and either put you on the floor or kick the crap out of you until you're out. And that's certainly, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I have clocked hours on that demo already. It's unbelievable how much I've played, against an easy opponent, like with one character on the Xbox One. And it's good. The graphically, that game looks awesome, and the movement is close. It's not realistic, but the whole grapple aspect of it, they have to make it a little less realistic, because otherwise you could never ever counter certain things or get out of certain things or whatever, because it would be it is too complicated. You can't put me into a ring, me controlling a controller in a UFC fight. They would completely put me on the floor and beat me up and then everywhere. But one of the things I wanted to ask everyone is, what was missing from E3? What title did everyone really want to see and it didn't come? You got my I think that's the one that a lot of people were really like, please.
But why was it
please.
missing? Why?
Because I want it.
Why did they show it?
It's going to become Half-Life 3 soon. It's going to become that urban legend. It's not going to be real. It's going to happen.
No. You can't say it like that. It hasn't been that long.
No. We know it's happening because obviously they bought the IP. They're going to want to do it, and even the comments and all the live streams I've watched have just been people screaming Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So they know there's a market for it.
Yeah.
Oh, it will sell
for it,
like hotcakes, that game.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, imagine even just a thought, because Dead Rising. What am I talking about? Fallout New Vegas was great, but Fallout 3 was a better game. I think.
See. I thought Fallout 4 had the better. I've played Fallout 4. Everyone, exclusive.
Wow.
Exclusive. Puns for days, son.
Yeah. So I think Fallout New Vegas, obviously, it had the inclusion of Iron Sights. It felt like a more solidly built game. Fallout 3 to me had the better world and the better story.
And the storyline.
I prefer Fallout 3, but at the same time, I prefer the open-ended start that you get in New Vegas. You get to decide who you are. So I think I like both of them equally. I'm always very neutral on this debate, but I'm hoping that Fallout 4 goes for a more open start with your character. And I hope.
I think it will.
Well, yeah.
I mean, what I was going to say is that can you imagine if they just remastered Fallout 3? Like, imagine that game.
I would like that actually, because I mean, I played Fallout 3 recently. I thought, I've not played it in a while. I need to play Fallout. Let's go in. Let's explore. Let's lose myself like I always have done. And I think Fallout is another one of them games. I did this with Skyrim. I played, I think, 500 hours of Skyrim. I just can't play it anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not really saying remastering it, because obviously the storyline's the same there. But what I mean is, if you can imagine the next gen graphics of a game of that caliber, it's just more like, oh yes, please.
But at the same time, I think if you're with that sort of thing, everyone's already played it. Everyone's had fun with it. I think we all just want to see a different Wasteland now.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. The draw distance is going to be incredible. The the atmospheric effects. I know this is missing from Fallout. Fallout feels a lot smaller and closed in than Skyrim does. Because Skyrim, you can go up to the top of a mountain, you look down, and there are clouds in between you and the ground, like real, tangible clouds, and they're there. And I think that's what Skyrim is. What Fallout is missing in past iterations is just the sense of space you get from the atmospheric effects. And I know with the next gen consoles, you'll actually get that. You'll be able to. I think it'll feel a lot more vertical, just rather than like a flat plane. It'll feel a lot more like a full world. So I'm just looking forward to it, because I think it'll be a fantastic game. I think it'll be haunting. It'll feel very real, and that's what we need from Fallout. But I'm just hoping they announce it this year or next year. I don't know. Do you know when Evil Within got announced? Did Bethesda announce that privately? Did they do that directly themselves?
I can't remember actually.
Because I know they released a teaser trailer. It had like a load of grinding cogs, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Fallout 4. It's mechanical. It's got to be." And everyone was like, "Calm down, everyone." So I can't remember whether that was direct, but I think if it was going to be announced at E3, it would be during Microsoft conference, because of their time DLC with Skyrim, and they just seem to have an agreement with Microsoft. So when the Microsoft conference finished, for me, being a Microsoft person, being into that sort of game, for me, Microsoft was my favorite. I was thoroughly entertained through most of it, but that was what was missing for me, was Fallout. I just wanted to see that, even if it was just guys, one more thing.
And I
would have been happy. I would have been happy, because I had that moment last year with Battlefront. That was my big, fingers crossed game, and they just showed us a little teaser trailer. That's all I needed. But I think that's what was missing.
I'm gonna throw. That was my big one, but I'm gonna throw a little spanner in the works here.
Go on.
I wanted to see Skate 4.
You know what? That would have been cool. I would have been down with that.
Can you imagine a next gen skate game, but
one that works?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, the original skates were.
I played Skate 2. I absolutely adored that game. I had so much fun on it. Not just trying to break it, but just going down the big ramps and doing the stupid tricks and slamming into the ground with my face. I loved Skate. So I mean, if Skate 4 came out for next gen and it had like really realistic physics, I'd be over the moon.
Well, that's what I think they should do, because originally the original Skate was extremely hard to pull off the manual combo, whatever. But then people got better and better and better, and they could do it. They need to sort of go down the route of, if you watch the most fun I ever had on skate games was when I would do a line and I'd get, if you know what I mean, like it was a basic
like
trick
a big combo,
into
yeah.
a sort of, well, no, not a massive combo. Like it was a big trick, but it's just a 360 flip down the stairs, but hit the perfect sort of line into the next one.
Yeah,
not linked, but just looked like it was real.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they could go with that. I mean, get the world, obviously they can make some crazy stuff in the background because everyone loves a mega ramp and everyone loves doing crazy stuff, but skate is so much fun. I think I really missed, I was hoping that they would show something about that. There's certainly, I mean, there's loads of titles everyone's crying after. Tekken was another one that I mentioned before. I was like, they could release like a Mortal Kombat 10 looking Tekken with and I'd be all over that. I'd buy a PS4 probably just to play it if it was good enough.
I think maybe if I mean, I'm not a fighter person, but if Mortal Kombat does good, they might think, oh, should we release Tekken, guys? And they'll push that out there, because I mean, I don't really know how well Killer Instinct did. I don't know the history behind that series, but if the fighting games succeed, then I think Tekken's a big one.
It's a huge one, really, really big.
Yeah.
I mean, that's again where I was talking about UFC. You don't class that as a beat 'em up. Obviously, it's a different game. It's similar to more like a boxing game. But the boxing games used to sell a lot. You look at Fight Night, and they sold a lot, and a lot of people didn't care about boxing. They just liked the game, and that's
I'm pretty sure I used to have a PS2 demos disc, and I played that more than I did some actual PS2 games I had. And I remember I'm not even a sports guy. I don't like or watch boxing. I played the boxing games.
Yeah, because there's something about, I mean, that's one of the things I'm loving about the demo. Like, you've got the slow motion replay after if you've knocked him out, and like if you get that, like that's what I've been trying to do. Just hit a 1-2 combo, because if you hit a hard hit and then do the knockout, you don't see the replay of the hard hit beforehand. But if you can knock him out with a 1-2 combo, it just looks amazing, sort of thing. And that's one of the things that I think is. A lot of people, Xbox has done this much better than PS4 has. The whole upload thing, their site's kicking off with now. People do the uploads, and they've got the top 10 uploads of this week, this week, and so on. And people are watching these, 10, 15, 20-second clips. But some of the stuff on there, I'm like, I wish I'd done that on my game. You see some of the Titanfall stuff, and you're like, this guy's just ejected out, killed someone as he's ejected, run off a wall, jumped onto another Titan, blown that up, and then grenaded something else. And with the breath, the amazing thing with Xbox is all I say is Xbox record that, and then please don't do it. Oh, it didn't, thank God. I was trying to say that really quietly there. It just, you've got that 30-second clip. Yeah. It's brilliant. I mean,
I wish I had it on Xbox 360. I mean, there's been times I've been playing Fallout 3 or Skyrim, and I thought, I've seen something really weird happen, and I thought, I wish I had that. I wish I was recording something then. So it's a really nice feature. All I wish is that this is the only. I mean, when I was making my decision between Xbox and PS4, it was a no-brainer for me, because all the series that are really close to my heart are all on Xbox. But the PS4 has that. I think it's 15 minutes of recording.
Yeah, the share button.
10. But I know that the Xbox can only do 5 minutes, so you can't really record a full multiplayer match with that.
No.
So I'm a little disappointed about that, and there has been times where I've used the Xbox record function, and it's missed off a little bit at the start of what I did because it's only 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's not got the right 30 seconds. It's just it's a bit rough, but it is a fantastic feature, and I'm glad it's there. But I mean, just quickly while we're on the subject, the consoles are only just out. If you look at how much the 360 and the PS3 changed since they first came out, they're essentially an entirely new platform now to what they were. So we're only going to see this generation. I mean, we started off strong. We've got a lot of good facilities with the console. So, I mean, in 2016, 2017, we're going to have an amazing platform. They might even up the record time. They might even, just once they find out how to unlock all this extra stuff, they'll.
It's kind of imaginable that the PS4s and the PS3s are basically for the new gamer what we had in the Commodore 64 and the Sega 16 bits.
I was way before my time. That.
Yeah.
So I mean,
imagine.
Or the video pack.
Yeah, imagine these guys, the new gamers in like 20 or 30 years.
Spoiled motherfuckers.
Yeah, and they say, remember the PS4? Remember that old console?
Do you remember those rubbish graphics? Do you remember where before we put the spike in the back of our head?
Yeah.
That's gonna be it now.
Those were the days.
Sick. Have you guys seen that new Xbox game, Crackdown 3? Have you seen the trailer of that one?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to admit it here. I never played Crackdown, and I was watching that trailer. I was like, what is this game? It looks amazing. And then everyone was like, Reese, it's Crackdown.
It's Crackdown. I agree.
Really
I saw it for the first time on the presentation too. I was like, okay, Crackdown. Never seen it, but then the graphics showed up, and it was amazing. It just blew me away. I was like, okay, wow.
I'm definitely getting that. Well, if not getting it, I'm going to be looking very, very closely at it. Just
I'm not sure about it personally.
That game,
I'm not sure.
And I think a lot of the things that I think one of the reasons the PlayStation for me, or the others stole the show a bit away from Xbox, was there was a lot of pre-rendered stuff on Xbox.
Yeah.
And that doesn't excite me as much. Like there was that whatever the game was with the big Hydra at the end. Scalebound or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll be amazing, but I don't care about a pre-rendered video or whatever. I want to see, Batman. I want to see him.
That trailer,
that kind of thing.
Gameplay for Batman. Yeah. I'm not a DC person, but the part where he jumps off and he's swooping through the city. That looks incredible.
You want to be Batman at that point, don't you? It's amazing.
Exactly. And it's just like the Batmobile comes out, and you're just like, oh my god, that Batmobile
I like how wriggly
is
it looks. It doesn't look very rigid. It sort of shifts around. And I think they've definitely captured the Batmobile in that.
Yeah.
From what I've seen,
the beta is really awesome though. I played the beta. I got the download.
Oh,
really cool.
Did you?
Yeah. The new Battlefield, that Cops vs. Robber, really awesome for multiplayer.
Really?
I like it. Because Battlefield's really cool. But what I didn't like when I played, I really suck at Battlefield, is that all those people that are kilometers away from you with a sniper, then you're dead.
Yeah.
Then you got on a vehicle. Finally, you got a vehicle. Dead. With Hardline, I really had the feeling that they mixed the epicness of Battlefield with the more close combat approach of Call of Duty.
I can appreciate
that. And
it
was really a good combination. It worked right away. I really had the feeling, okay, this time with Battlefield, I have the feeling I have a chance.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's good.
That's true.
What was I going to say now? They had the Levolution moment. I don't think it sort of captured us as much this year with the crane falling down.
Yeah.
But,
it was really like, of course, something's coming down.
Yeah, something's going to fall down.
That's what I thought.
I think what's going to be fun on that is the vehicles. I mean, I know in Battlefield 4, it was Battlefield 4. So many sequels, I'm getting mixed up now. So in Battlefield, you're going on in a tank. You don't last that long in vehicles now. You can't I know in Halo, which I'm a big fan of, obviously, going on in the Warthog, that massacre in the Warthog can last for 5 strong minutes, and you can be going strong for a long time. But Battlefield, it doesn't. You're either driving around for ages, not really in the thick of it, or you crash your helicopter within 30 seconds because the guy driving it doesn't really know how.
Yeah,
but
true.
I think with this, I'm hoping they're going to have some really long stretches of roads for some car chase sort of things.
Yeah.
That should be good. Like maybe even a circuit map where you just drive around. That'd be interesting because I know if you're in the side, we've all seen it in the movies. Someone sat in the side, jumping out the window with the machine gun, firing back at the police. I just want to play that. Yeah. I don't think I've seen that in a game before, apart from like a couple PC games. But I just need that. I need to barge my way out of the window and fire back at the police.
And then fire back at the police.
Yeah, exactly. I need that. I need that in the game.
Yeah.
While MWA is in the background, like police.
You're gonna have people playing that through the microphone. As
Straight out of Compton.
But I think also for multiplayer, I think games like The Crew, Assassin's Creed Unity,
The Crew is awesome.
Destiny, of course.
Has anyone watched? Sorry, to cut you off there. Has anyone watched some of the Destiny footage that's been leaked?
Yes, I have.
Oh my god, it looks like Borderlands with Halo. With I'm so into that.
Yeah.
Borderlands is one of my favorite games. I did mention this in that article again. The hub worlds are a bit too open. But the actual missions themselves, the actual gameplay areas themselves, it's a brilliantly fun shooter. There's just lots of. I think it's similar to Rage in a way, where you'll go through an open world and hopefully that'll be ships. Hopefully you'll be able to fly ships. I'm holding out for that. But you get there and it's Halo mechanics in a much bigger environment that you move through, rather than you're just in a zone and you go around killing things. It's a very moving towards an objective over a large map, and it looks very densely populated with enemies. So that's what I'm excited for. Destiny is definitely the next big thing in terms of what I'm getting.
True.
When's that? November?
September the 9th. That is, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Day before my birthday.
Oh,
bam!
I think I'm probably going to pick
September the 9th, really? Because then I'm on holiday. I need to wait for 1 whole month before I can pick up my Destiny. Oh,
I booked 2 days off work.
Good man. No, I think I'm gonna pick it up, and I might, if I've got the money, I probably might pick up the white PS4.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
I'm really I looked at that and I thought, why didn't they make the area around the ports white? Because then you might actually be able to see where you're trying to plug the cable in, rather than fumbling around in the dark.
Yeah.
You're like, upside down? Is it sideways?
Yeah.
Did you see the option that when you buy like a Sony TV, you only have to plug like the console into it, and then
PlayStation
you can
Now.
play games?
Yeah, PlayStation Now. Really
But
awesome.
that's they hit the knowing from the tech department. I know when they said certain Bravia models, you're talking like we're talking the high end 4K sort of stuff. Most likely is where that's coming. Obviously, over the years, that's going to become more prevalent. But I can't say that word right now.
Prevalent.
That's escaping me. Prevalent. But I'm sponsored by vodka. Like, sorry, but like it's certainly they're not going to throw that at your people that are buying the 32-inch basic model. It's the big boy Bravia, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But I think for what I said earlier, I think those games I just mentioned, they really will redefine multiplayer. Like you can jump in, jump out, mixing consoles with each other. You can play online together, like if you're Xbox or PlayStation. That'd be awesome. That it doesn't matter which platform you have.
Platform, because obviously Halo is on the Xbox One. I think they're going to utilize the Xbox Live servers a lot more. So I don't think they're going to do cross-platform anytime soon, but I know they're doing it on. I think it was some indie title. I think it was like a very simple, small game, but they could play between. I think it was PS3 and PS4, so that was pretty cool.
Was it Towerfall Ascension?
Completely forgot actually.
Or
But,
Samurai Guns?
just quickly going back to Destiny, I watched some of the multiplayer gameplay, the competitive arena type multiplayer, and what they're saying is that it plays like our other games. That just means it's Halo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they said it's a lot more fast paced because Halo. I mean, definitely in the early days of Halo multiplayer, is you're walking around very slowly. Yeah. And I think it's going to be more what I like about the newer Halo games is you've got the sprint functions, you've got the armor abilities. It's going to be a lot more fast paced and hectic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's still based on your old like one-on-one encounters. It feels very Bungie. I think it's going to feel very Bungie. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
True.
One thing I was surprised by actually with Microsoft was, well, they've bought Nokia now.
Really?
I thought they would, there would be something there that, because you've got Xbox Live on Nokia handsets you have for a while, but there's not really anything there. It's more the indie titles are there and things like that.
Yeah.
I thought they would certainly either like go smart glasses more integrated into that or something, so that the people with Xboxes that are hardcore gamers would go, well, actually, my Android handset, I kind of want to get that for my phone. I'm willing to spend, go over to Nokia to do that. And I was quite surprised they didn't do something along those lines. I can understand why they wouldn't, because Nokia doesn't sell that much. So they the whole cross-platform, you're certainly going to go for your iOS and your Android. That's you can't really kick them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you think of this as not just Microsoft, like the Xbox section, but the higher wigs going, right, well, we've just bought a mobile company. Can we get some more sales? I would certainly be like saying, well, you can have a lot of money to make the sales come in, sort of thing.
I just want to see the Nokia 3310 as a grenade in the next Halo.
Well, they did the April Fools of the Nokia 3310 as like a smartphone.
Really?
And the internet exploded. Like, why haven't you done this? Like, we want this now, sort of thing. And it looked amazing. And certainly, like, I mean, I have fond memories of that and the 3210 and the 5110. Like, Nokia had the market, and like, speaking from a mobiles industry sort of thing, nobody cares about Windows.
I'm a big fan of the. Can I just? Yeah, I was going to whip out the home screen. I'm big fan of the Windows Phone thing.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the best mobile OS. I mean, I've used my friends' iPhones and stuff like that, and I've been like, what the hell am I doing here? But I picked up a Windows Phone. I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing already. So it's really smooth. The only problem with Windows Phone is that the App Store isn't as populated.
There's no apps.
Honestly, if they just sunk a load of money into the apps and then advertised the Windows Phone just before Christmas, people would pick up the Windows Phones and they'd get on that.
It will surpass Samsung and iPhone instantly.
I really hope it does, because I mean it's a brilliant OS.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Android.
It's not.
Android
If in this industry, if you knew how like the sales were divided, it would take like so much more.
Windows is 2%, I think.
Yeah, it's realistically you've got. It used to be, so it's crazy if you look at a 15-year on how mobiles have happened. Since realistically the iPhone came out, they had the market on lock. And in the last 2 to 3 years, Samsung are now vying for that first place. They release more handsets, so they've got a major advantage on that. Yes. But there's certainly Apple versus Samsung is number 1 and 2, and then Sony and HTC and LG are trying, but they don't want the second or first place. They can't go for that at the moment. They want to solidify the third place. And Nokia are kind of in the background going, please buy me, like just trying to sell some handsets, because at the moment it's all just the lower end ones. You look at the 1020 was released and it had a 41 megapixel camera, and 99% of people went, give a fuck, I don't care, like I've got an 8K camera, but I want to be able to give me a good camera, but I can't use Snapchat. What's the point? There's a lot of things like that there's a major divide for people, which is a shame.
So, I mean, speaking of Snapchat, I mean, I use a third-party sort of. It's another app. It's basically clone Snapchat. It's an unofficial one, but it works with Snapchat, and I haven't had a problem with it. But that's the thing with Windows Phone. You've just got to look at. You just got to look for these compatible unofficial apps for a lot of the things you want to use. So.
I remember I had one of the first Windows phones. I had the Windows 7 Mozart.
Yeah.
And before the updates, so I had this phone. Didn't have copy and paste on it. Can you imagine someone sending you a text message with the telephone number in it and having to write it down to be able to call that number? What a retarded thing that was. And like, I mean, it's simple stuff a lot of the time, but until it's released, it's a shame. You know, I love my Samsung. I love Android. I would think about going to an iPhone if they did a big screen and so on, because I like some of the stuff they do, and I think some of the infrastructure is brilliant. But you know, it's a shame that
strange.
But certain companies aren't bigging up their things more.
True, that's true.
Like for fear of the big competition.
Abzu was it?
Oh, like back on games now. Here we go. Abzu. I mean, I didn't really know what was going on with that, but.
What do you think of the artwork and the style of the game?
I think it's. I saw that. I mean, it looked pretty, but then I saw the character swimming by the whales. I think it's not the best looking indie type. I'm gonna pour my heart out for Ori and the Blind Forest. Right again.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
Yeah.
But it does look good. I think they need to really show what it's about and like.
True. It kind of looked a lot like that game you mentioned earlier, Inside.
Oh yeah.
Same art style basically, something in that direction.
I love the light and dark style, like art style of a lot of those sort of games. Even if they're not my thing gameplay wise, I was playing Limbo. Like, do I really have to play this? I'm getting annoyed at the puzzles, and I'm getting, I put it down, and then I pick it straight back up because I just want to look at the world.
But I also found the Inside. When I looked at it, the first a couple of seconds I saw Inside, I had the feeling, is this going to be a remake or reboot of Another World?
I know that game.
I remember that.
It looked like it.
Yeah, but it wasn't, of course. I really dig the game. It's really, really a nice indie game. Yeah, it's really cool.
When I see these kind of games with this kind of art style, it makes me feel like I'm watching a painting coming alive.
Yeah.
Some sort of, and it's just not like game-like to me. Some sort of.
Yeah.
It's just really strange.
And with the Ori, there's it's all 2D, but your character lights up the surrounding area. Like, say if you stood on a log, it'll glow, and it looks very, very real. But so it keeps the art style. So I think it's a lot of them are they look fantastic, even though they're not necessarily real. So I'm looking to seeing a lot of them, even though I'm probably not going to play a lot of them, but I really like what they're doing with them.
Just want to have it.
Yeah, true.
It seems like indie they're making a big appearance at E3 recently.
Yeah.
Like I know last year PS4 they were really saying we're friendly to indies, and
which they are. I can confirm that.
But I mean, I think they're trying to push indies a lot this year because people know that they want. They know that people care about indies and they want those smaller games as well as the big AAA ones. So they're doing a good job this year at E3 by pushing those sort of games as well in the main conference times.
Yeah, true.
Well, I have to say also...
You're an Xbox One guy, right? You're Xbox
I am,
guy.
yeah. I'm an Xbox guy.
What about the game Phantom Reese? They were trying to bring you
Phantom Dust. I have no idea what that is.
I'm so glad that you're like that as well.
Because it was an awesome
classic.
I've not been back when I started gaming. I had James Bond Agent Under Fire on PS2.
Yeah.
And then like Smuggler's Run, and that was it. I just played those two games, and then I got an Xbox with Halo 2, and that was the only thing I played up until.
That was for the GameCube originally.
Yeah. So
the way they
that
factioned that in, it was like we brought Killer Instinct in, and you're like, oh, it's a massive title.
True.
Phantom Dust, and every single person in the audience went, what?
Yeah, I honestly didn't have a clue. I'd never played Phantom Dust ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looked cool. No. It looked really cool, but I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I played the original one. It's really a very cool game, and I'm very curious about what they're gonna do with the reboot.
Is Martin the only one who knows what it is?
Well, what is it like? It's like a fight for reality or something.
Martin's played everything, though,
Is it like a
basically you can think of crossing between Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy. It's not turn-based, but it's a Japanese style game, which I really dig.
Phantom Dust, isn't it? I mean, it's ghosts selling cocaine. That's
exactly.
all it could
But I'm really excited about that. But like you said, it's really true. When they announced Killer Instinct Season 2, so I thought, now we're gonna see something really cool from Killer Instinct, because you guys know I'm a really big Killer Instinct fan.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna do another reboot for another title. What?
Mm-hmm.
Then Phantom Dust. Oh, Phantom Dust! So bam, they got my attention again.
Oh really? I never heard that one. You know what? One of those other trailers I was thinking about that makes me laugh was the one with was it Magica 2?
Oh, that was an amazing.
That was
trailer.
an amazing trailer. The
Such a good intro.
That trailer was so cool.
So amazing. I was like, okay, the guy's like out of work doing stuff. I was
Just
laughing.
the fact that he kills the cat.
4 a.m. in the morning. I was like laughing loud, you know.
Yeah.
It's just awesome, good. But the game also looks really awesome.
Yeah, man. Now I've got Magica, and I absolutely love Magica. I think it's brilliant. So, yeah, fucking bring on Magica 2, man.
Reese, you still have the original Xbox?
Yeah. I mean, my Xbox Classic is admittedly unplugged and in a cupboard.
Okay.
Because the only games I have for it, I think, are like basically all the games I used to play for it are either backwards compatible with the Xbox 360, or have better modern iterations. So I don't really play it anymore.
Okay.
But I've got my Halo 2 anniversary. That's it. I don't need the original anymore.
You don't need
anything
else.
My childhood game, it was Halo 2.
Yeah.
But Phantom Dust was also released on Xbox.
I never played it.
You can just find it somewhere for like a couple of quids. You can try it out.
You know, I never thought that, actually. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it tomorrow. I get paid at midnight. I'm gonna go buy it tomorrow. I'm gonna see what it is.
You know, they just released it to make this massive burst of like old games.
Yeah, they're gonna cancel it in a year.
You're gonna go CX. It's like £47, and like you can only buy it without the cover and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Would you guys get the Fable Legends?
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Would you buy it?
about it.
Would you buy it?
No.
It doesn't look like my sort of thing. It looks too. I don't want to say childish because I know it's not.
Yeah.
It's just. It's not my thing at all.
Yeah.
They ruined Fable.
The only thing
Yeah.
that
Completely
looks,
ruined that game.
like appealing is that you can choose to be the bad
villain.
guy, the villain, and that's the only thing I was like, okay, that's nice.
It's a nice idea, but
They really fucked it up with Fable 2. The breadcrumbs thing that you really didn't have to discover where you need to go. You just follow the breadcrumbs. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Fable the original was a fantastic piece of engineering. It was a great game, and then it's just got worse and worse. And they've gone away from what made it so good. You had this idea of you could really be, for the first time, you could be the bad guy or you could be the good guy. Obviously you were following a linear path in some sense, but you could do what you wanted in that sense. And it's a shame that, I mean, really, someone needs to go out there and make a game that obviously has all these choices but leads to something. I mean, it's very difficult to do because the problem is if you have it with 47 different endings, no one wants to play the game 47 different times.
True.
And
You know, I
the
cheated on
AI
Fallout New Vegas. I have it so that when you make the decision, a save there, I could go, all right, well, I'm going to go with the, you know, MCP or whatever they're called, or I could go with Mr. House, or I can do this and so on. And it's it's difficult.
The replayability of a lot of games is judged by how many times, like just the raw number of how many times you can play it through, rather than the actual content and what the different ways things can happen. My favorite for replayability is, I'm going to say Mass Effect is up there because there's obviously a lot of different conversation options and you're never going to see them all. But there isn't like this game has 5 endings, please play it 5 times, because you're not going to play it that many times. You're going to play it. You're going to play it a few. It's about. I don't want to say this. It's about the journey. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's about what happens in the. If what happens in the middle and the
companionship.
It's about what happens in the middle of the game rather than just seeing it.
Band of brothers.
Yeah. All right, guys. The Sims.
What the hell? My sister likes it, but I really don't like it.
I think Sims is a great game, but all they're doing is they're going to re-release it, and then you're going to have to buy so many add-on packs again for it. And
the sad thing is,
money market.
But
the sad thing is with the Sims is that I actually do own I owned the first Sims and all of the add-ons.
What?
It's a good game.
I had the second.
Currently sat there in a Sims t-shirt.
I had the second Sims, and I think I had like 2
with that little diamond hovering above his head.
It's got like a little headband with
so good.
Honey, I'm happy today.
Tried to play
they should get us in for like the marketing of all this stuff, because instantly when I think of the Sims, I think they should get the guy that they have the Pims o'clock thing for, and then you're doing something and it's like it's Pims o'clock, and then a big diamonds on my head, and like carry on from there. I mean, it's they're going to sell loads of it, aren't they? Because there's so many people that have the Sims and want the Sims and or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they really have done that much though, like at all. Like it just looks exactly the same. I swear.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
It sells.
Are they going to put full-blown nudity and sex scenes into it, and then
they're not going to do it? They're not going to do it.
So many copies.
They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
When I see The Sims, that game, I automatically think of that movie Gamer. You saw that movie Gamer?
I've not seen that.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah.
No,
it's not a good film.
No, it's not a good film. But basically, it's The Sims in real life.
Yeah.
You what you do is like you're a gamer at home, and you got like a group of people who's got a chip inside of their body basically, and you basically control them in real life. So real life people, real life Sims, and it's not like I tried to play The Sims and I tried it for like 45 minutes and I was like, no, that's not for me, man.
I played The Sims busting out back in the day on PS2 and
really. It's not my thing, man. The Sims. I'm sorry, because I'd rather like that other game, Shape Up.
Oh, Shape Up.
That was interesting.
That was an interesting game. Yeah. I would rather buy that one than The Sims. You know, it seemed funny. Yeah, I don't know why, but Sims looks boring.
I'd only play Shape Up if Aisha Tyler was in the room shouting at me.
You got a point there.
Get a phone now! You know, like the drill sergeant. I don't know. But it's like a fun game when you're drunk, I guess. You know, put up
I can imagine that.
And then
those games are really fun when you're drunk. Twister on the 360 is immense when you're drunk.
Yeah. Play stupid drinking games and then mix them with those kind of games and then see people vomit and stuff.
I mean, I can't really relate to that because my gaming room is like 2 meters by 3 meters, tiny. It's amazing for first single player. It's
realism,
big screen, but I can't fit more than 2 people in there, so. Drinking Xbox drinking games don't usually happen unless it's on my own.
Unless it's live.
Yeah,
that's going to be the new subscription. You get your game through. You get your bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Sit down. Every death you got to do a shot. Game over. Yeah. On this bombshell, I think we should wrap this up because we've been talking for quite a long time.
We
is it now 2 hours?
It is 2 hours.
I could quite happily talk to you guys all night about this, but I think
same
we're going to have to do this again. We're going to have to do a Game Over community chat again. Because it wasn't all about E3, but I think that's what spurred on this,
I think that's fine.
Chat.
I mean, there is things that we covered on the other podcasts, so I think we've covered everything pretty well. So I'm quite happy.
I think there's just I think there's only 2 things that I haven't mentioned actually. Evolve, which it looks fun, but I don't have that many friends who are going to be buying it, so I doubt I'm going to be playing it. Maybe I might get it and see what it's like, but. Unless I can get people to play it with me, then unsure. And then I was just going to mention Project Spark.
Yes.
I played the beta of Project Spark, and it was extremely hard to build anything. I mean, for me anyway, I tried making something. I was like, oh my god, these controls are horrible. What am I doing? But at the same time, it seems aimed at kids. It seems very childish in the art style and the voiceovers and stuff. Yeah. So I think there's a real difference between what it's marketed as and what it takes to play it. So and also can I just say the Conker, that was a cheap shot.
I love that.
That was my secondary answer to what was missing from E3. That came up and I was like, oh my god, there's a new Conker game.
Dean was not happy about that.
No.
I wasn't too impressed.
We also haven't talked about The Division, by the way.
Yeah, that was another one. I think The Division is kind of just that was the big one of last year, the heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Like 2012, it was Watch Dogs. 2013, it was The Division. That's the big title that everyone's looking forward to.
2014 was basically The Order.
Yeah. The Order.
No.
Wasn't The Order?
I don't know.
That's not the big one.
To me, that gameplay trailer just looked like watch this cutscene for 20 seconds, fire off a couple bullets, and then you're back into a cutscene. It didn't.
It's basically a horror movie.
I think if they do that right, I'd like more games like that where
the dark, sinister.
You're playing and something kicks into the cutscene and then you carry on, sort of thing. Because one of the things I really liked, what game was it? The DC beat 'em up, Injustice.
Oh, yeah.
The cutscene led straight into the person. And then you sort of fought. And I really liked the sort of fluidity of that because the storyline was amazing. The game was okay. It wasn't the best in the world. But storyline was fantastic. And I think if they can start getting these, it's like how the Mortal Kombat one, if, you hit a combo and it does this thing where you go into like a sort of cutscene of seeing them break the arm or whatever, that's quite immersive in a way. And I think that could be really cool to sort of watch.
Yeah. I mean, I like cutscenes here and there, but... I think it was too much cutscene, and the gameplay was just trigger. That's all that would
be. Yeah.
Obviously, if they blend cutscenes into fluid gameplay, I'd be happy about that. But for a trailer, it didn't really show off much. Didn't really show off enough.
That's true, but I think for Sony, it's really an important title. So in that way, I think it was the big title that they showed more things for.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the big feathers in the cap. Yeah,
but for me, I need to see more of the game before I decide. Okay, I want to buy this.
Yeah.
True. I still stay with No Man's Sky. That's the one thing I want to buy.
I completely agree with you. Like 100%. Honestly, that game is blowing me away at the moment.
Really, I really want. I would loan money. I would rob a bank basically to get it. I would steal it.
Practice on Battlefield Hardline and then do it for real life.
Cops and robbers.
I mean,
I can't believe no one else is waiting for Stag Beetle 2015. This is shocking to me.
We're waiting for you guys. Another teaser trailer, man. Give it to us.
I know.
With No Man's Sky, I saw that at the VGAs. I saw it get announced, and I was blown away myself.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping we get some details about how it's gonna, like, the objectives within the game, the mechanics themselves. Because at the moment, yes, it looks immensely pretty to just walk around and see the wildlife and see the ecosystems, and then get in your ship, fly through a desert. That desert section was incredible.
Yeah,
I could play a combat sim with that sort of environment.
Basically, yeah, true.
Like, but it's just, is it going to be able to carry you for 50 to 100 hours? That's the only question.
Yeah. Does it have enough variety? That's what my concern was.
I mean, it's going to have the variety, but it's just if you go to another planet, will you see the same sort of systems and the same sort of things happening?
Yeah.
True.
I'm just. It looks really good. It looks absolutely mind blowing. It looks groundbreaking in every sense of the word.
True.
But I'm just hoping it has enough to carry it into the double and even triple figures.
The second one I'm definitely going to buy for if I had a choice is like the Master Chief saga.
Yeah, that's my number one.
To be fair, I think I'm probably going to get an Xbox One.
You're getting so much
that.
for so little money, you know.
And can I just say, the Arbiter is back for Halo 5 confirmed. I am so happy.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I can understand that. You know,
for sure.
It's true because I know Halo and Halo is awesome, and to get all the 100 maps online, wow.
It's. I mean, obviously, Halo 3 is £5, and Halo 2 is like £3, but you just can't play them all. Like, you can't play them anymore.
Yeah.
Nope.
Halo 2 and Halo 1 you can't play online, but it's going to be great to play them again.
Sure.
But Halo 5, they outlined the story a little bit. They said Agent Locke, which was the Spartan on the front cover, he was being sent to track down Master Chief with the help of the Arbiter.
Yeah.
And I think that I sort of predicted that. I thought that was going to happen because I saw the Oni emblem on his chest plate, and I read the books as well, so I know if they're gonna take into account what's happening in the books, it's gonna get interesting because Oni are pretty dark. They're the CIA of the Halo world. They're the backstabbing, dark guys. They're the morally ambiguous people. So I think if they're involved in it now, in the core games, the games are gonna get really dark because that's just. I don't want to ruin the books if anyone hasn't. Read them.
You already did, you bastard.
Yeah, but basically those are the two games that would, if someone would ask me now, okay, from all the games you've seen, what would you spend money on? Those are the two games.
No, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, I'm going to get everyone to do their little shout out. So obviously we've had Reese on the call. Reese is going to be doing some articles for us. Also, after the strength of this call, I would like Reese to be on the podcast more often.
I'm definitely happy to do that.
Yeah, you guys should.
I've really enjoyed speaking with him.
Thanks for having me. This has been my first time doing anything like this. On coming on any podcasts.
You can tell you're passionate about games, and it shows, and that's what we're all about. Passion for games.
100%, man. 100%. I love the idea.
I was just gonna say.
You should do like your own YouTube channel, Reese, and then.
I've tried it a couple of times in the past, but it never really got anywhere. But I'll do it here and there, definitely.
He needs a GameOverYeah.net stamp of approval.
All right,
9 out of 10 Stag Beetles.
There you go. Cha-ching.
Also, we have had on the show as a regular guest, Martin, the man himself. Do you want to do your shout outs for what you're working on, XCar Media, all sorts?
Well, just basically, like I said yesterday, we're working on Clumsy Adventure, epic retro mixing modern thingy action platform game. You can check it out on xkmedia.nl, and if you want to check out our social media, you can find it on xkmedia.nl/press. There's a big download the game button if you want to play our build, and please give us feedback what you like and what you don't like, because we would like to improve the game to meet your wishes as much as possible.
Yes.
Martin, is there a Stag Beetle in the game yet?
I can make it a perk for our Kickstarter. We can do a Stag Beetle limited edition for you guys.
Well, yeah, I think that has to be done.
Or you want it to be a mid boss or an end boss or something like that?
Can you imagine?
Stag Beetle.
A massive Stag Beetle.
That'd be so
if you had a boss, and then when you lost to that boss, it just said "Game over, yeah."
I just wanted to say that, man.
Amazing.
Genius.
That has to be done. We'll talk more about this soon because there is a
After
Stag
that,
Beetle.
you
There's
hear,
obviously
"I
EA have got a big Stag Beetle game coming, but I've got to support my indies out there. Things are blowing up and all sorts for the Stag Beetle. We've got to care about them. We've also had Kamiza Chief joining us,
which is Dwight,
the Chief himself, Master Chief. Making us an epic intro. I think at some point that's probably going to become our intro because I really like it.
Yeah. I like what you guys said, that when you're like on doing a live show somewhere on a conference, that you do it, put that one on and let everybody know that you guys are in the building.
Man, get pumped for it.
Awesome.
That's how we fucking roll, man. We're bang on to that. You can check out his stuff. What do you want people to check out your SoundCloud stuff?
Yeah, of course, man. Check out my SoundCloud stuff. Look for Kamiza Chief Audio Solutions, or just go to my website kamisachief.nl and just click on the links.
That's KAMISA Chief.
Chief.nl.
Yeah, if you want to check out all of that stuff as well. Who else have we had on the cast? Leon.
I've been here.
Leon, where have you been all night?
Man, it's because you guys have been so on it that I've just kind of stepped back,
Yeah.
I was working out a few little issues that I was having as well, but
if you had your video on Skype, you could have just put your hand up like.
No, but the thing...
I told you, Leon, those issues. A few antibiotics, you'll be right as rain. Don't worry.
Okay, well, I need to go to the doctors then, obviously. So yeah.
No, but obviously we've had the Stag Beetle himself on the cast as usual. Should we wrap this bad boy up, Leon? Do you want to do the outro for me?
Yeah. All right, let's do this. So if you'd like to take part in our conversation, you can either post on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/GameOverYeah.
You can tweet us at GoverYeah.
Yep, that's right.
I can never remember that bit.
You can drop us an email at contact us at gameoveryeah.net.
Obviously, the most important place you need to go is GameOverYeah.net.
Hey, look,
very important place. If you're not on
the
GameOverYeah.net or on the GameOverYeah.jet, then you are missing out. We're going to be doing more of these, I think, after the strength of having lots of people on. It's been very fun just chatting about games that everyone's looking forward to, but also
and the
games that people have loved.
Of our horrific future in which the real world is no longer real. That's a good addition.
We went everywhere on this one, haven't we?
We have. Honestly, you guys have gone crazy.
E3 wrap up, and within 20 minutes we're talking about
the end of the world and spikes in the back of my head.
A Friends episode. Amazing.
A Friends episode. We went everywhere with this.
We got to Friends really quickly. As well, it wasn't even like we're sort of done talking about E3.
Just renting it out,
amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and about Destiny, you guys. We talked about it a couple of times. Next weekend we're gonna do a live stream for Destiny Beta on Twitch.
Oh yeah, really?
Boom.
Oh, sick! Excellent.
Do that
check that out at XCOM Media. So
and there'll also be soon. There's going to be a special edition podcast, I think, coming from the Netherlands itself.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's going to happen soon.
Game over, live at the Dutch Game Garden.
Live. I was thinking, LAN party. I think Game Over hosted LAN party at the Dutch Game Garden.
Man. I think that
would be truly epic. But we will talk about this in thorough depth because I think that needs to happen.
Yeah,
obviously, check out the website. We're going to have Reese's piece. Is it up yet, or is it coming up?
Reese's piece.
It's kind of up. It's
Reese's Pieces.
It's in the process of going up.
Reese's Pieces. Who doesn't like chocolate and peanut butter?
Yeah.
That's his new title. It's going to be Reese's Pieces. Oh, I come up with all the best ideas.
Call me that.
Published by DICE.
Just make sure there's no Stag Beetle parts in it, or there'll be trouble. But anyway,
it's
been a pleasure.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. So, thank you for joining us. And until next time, game over.
And we're out.
I don't know what happened with the sound at the end.